Hello, my dear Aries. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between January the 1st to January 15, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So, if you want to support my channel, you can click the ad in the beginning of the video or view it for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. I would be very grateful. It helps me keep my service to my general viewers. And I'm also very grateful for all of you watching, liking, and subscribing to my videos. My subscribers are now more than 20,000, which I never expected. So know my gratitude for you. I used the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. The artist is Mark Evans. And now we'll start. I call the Divine with love and light. And I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aries viewers. So I want my dear Aries to have love in their life, also to have loving relationships, and to have spirit. This is 4 of Pentacles falling out, and I was about to say to have creative success. So creative success with the 4 of Pentacles is kind of more you try to keep what you already have. It's not so much creativity as kind of trying to protect, and it's a comfort zone, what you are used to. So I want you to have creative success and to find yourself walking towards your highest path, towards your highest destiny. So I also want to take this chance to tell you about the beautiful full moon, January 12th, death. So I guess your comfort zone there needs to expand a little bit, change a little bit, not having this square anymore. The 12th, full moon, but also Venus will reach its greatest eastern elongation at the 12th, and it will be on its highest point over the horizon in the evening sky. So look for the bright planet in the western sky after sunset. Okay, so my dear Aries, here is your reading. I will just tune in a little bit to you. Okay. Okay. So, Aries, this is your future. This is your now, and this is the past. The now is probably the first half of January 2017, but whenever you watch this, it's probably the exact right time to see it. So, the first card for you is Wheel of Fortune. So, Wheel of Fortune is it's number 10. It's a karmic card. It's about something reappearing again and again in your life. It's also a very fortunate card about getting a second chance, things like this. So it's very beautiful. Usually when the Wheel of the Year comes, something miraculous happen, or something that you don't like at all. It's one or the other. But the Wheel of the Year is kind of you get another chance to fix something. It's karma. It doesn't mean that you have been a bad person. It means that you haven't lived up to your full potential of being the one that you really are. You have kind of sneaked away in some kind of way, maybe using a survival strategy or a projection or something, and not really seeing the situation from its all angles. So now you get another chance to do this. It might be that change is needed, since we have the square, the 4 of Pentacles, and death. So it seems like there need to be some changes within you, not because you are doing things wrong, but because you are not really you. You are just playing you, because you might have with the death and the 4 of Pentacles, I feel that you might have like ancestry burdens upon you, like you are acting like your parents. You have taken some patterns that's not really yours. You just carry them around like a nice coat, or maybe not so nice. So it's something old that needs to go anyway. So the next card is King of Wands. King of Wands is probably you, a fiery person. It might also be a Leo, a Sagittarius, or any kind of person that has like a great creativity. With the Wheel of the Year and the King of Wands, you can create whatever you want. You can create big havoc or big happiness. It depends on where you put your mind. So you are a very powerful person in that aspect, because fire is very creative. So you might be a business entrepreneur, or you might be a person that always has a solution to all the problems. But you might also have a fiery temper, and maybe you are very decisive, like you know how things should be done. With the Four of Pentacles, I think about, and the King of Wands, like a person being the ruler of the castle, and the rules that the king has made needs to be followed. So you might try to be very authoritative in your life, or you might have problems with authority figures, or it might come up new problems here with authority or power or creation in some way. So we'll see. But it's very beautiful cards this way. It's very fortunate and happy, and you have a lot of creativity. But here it comes with this, what we saw when I shuffled the card. This is not Four of Pentacles, it's 5. So Four of Pentacles and death. It's probably that you have found safety in a certain way of behaving that kept you from feeling like this, feeling like an outcast, feeling like something's wrong with you, feeling like you are not good enough. So you have found certain survival skills, certain things that have made you cope with whatever that you have been through that made you like this. And I'm still feeling like there might be problems with your ancestral traits, that this might be a thing that you have inherited from a past. So the Five of Pentacles is a very isolated thing. You feel very lonely and very isolated from others, despite the fact that you are a great creator and you can create wealth, you can create riches, you can create property, you can create business. It's a lot of things that you can create, but still this feeling of loneliness and being like an outcast. And here we have an Eight of Swords. So this is what I've been seeing. This is a prison of your own making. From the beginning, it wasn't your prison and you didn't make it, but now you're maintaining it by behaving in certain ways that's not for you anymore. They are outdated. Death. They need to go. It needs to change. You need to look at yourself. Are you getting unnecessary upset in certain situation? Are you acting in certain patterns that reappearing again and again? This is an 8. 8 is an eternity machine, like something that's going on forever. So it's much like the Wheel of Fortune. It's just not like one chance that reappears. It's something that just goes on and goes on and goes on. And we see this person is blindfolded and they have a rope around them. And it's a lot of swords here, like people's different values, like this is how you should supposed to do it. No, you're supposed to do it this way is a way to be a good person. This is how you get the job done. Things like this. And you're not seeing at all that you are kind of home. Okay, you don't need to feel like an outcast if you just become you instead of behaving accordingly with the maps and compasses of other people, like how they have taught you how to be. So it's kind of a big glitch here between the divine you, the soul you, and the manifested you, like the person that's on earth. So here we have this beautiful soul creature, and here we will have a person without dignity trying to do things like they have been taught that they should do, even if they know it's wrong. So we have a Nine of Pentacles to save the day. So we can say like this: okay, you're very skilled on creating beautiful things for yourself, but you are kind of enjoying them alone. Maybe because you don't bear to be with other people, or maybe because other people doesn't bear to be with you. It's also about self confidence and self-sufficientness. So maybe by looking at your life, you can see that the value that you have by all the things that you have created for yourself, how you have gotten through difficult situations. Maybe you can find a keyhole here, so you don't have to put yourself down so much. So maybe you can start here with this self-sufficientness of yours, being able to take care of yourself, being able to be a strong and a resourceful person, very creative as well. So it's a very beautiful card, and it's your creations. It's no one else that has done this for you. But it's also a bit of loneliness, but she seems happy enough, and she has the falcon here, that kind of great outlook for her. He can look at things from above. So the next line of cards is for the now, and here we have a Knight of Swords. So what seems to coming back is some kind of warrior or war, or some kind of smack talking part of you, or maybe it might also be a air sign person, like a very swift, intelligent, but witty person, like they have the skill of the speech. And this knight is kind of going in a little bit the wrong direction. It's Gemini, so they are usually like this, going back and forth, kind of, this is a good idea, no it wasn't, and maybe I should do like this, no it was, no I can't because this and this will happen. And it might also be sometimes self-tormention, like oh I did that even though I knew better, even though I knew there was a better way. But Gemini and Knight of Swords is kind of they need to explore things like red-handed. They can't really just imagine a thing and be content with that. So they want to see how things really working. It might be like also technique, interest in techniques, and it's the yellow thing. So the yellow is coming from solar plexus, me, I. So it's kind of pointing that this might have been something that was settled with you in your adolescence. And before that, you might have had other personality traits in front of you. But since we have the karmic card here and then the Knight of Swords, and this is a knight. Knight are young energy. So yeah, these personality traits that currently making a mess in your life might have been settled in your adolescence or your early young age, like in your 20s. We'll see where it goes with this. But the Knight of Swords is sometimes causing a lot of conflicts because everything they think is coming out of their mouth, and not very diplomatic either. So underneath the King of Wands, we have an Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is the energy of being very aimed towards one direction. So you need to decide if you want to keep this personality trait of being like winning all the arguments, or if it's something else that you want to achieve with the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is your willpower, and it's coming from the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Wands, but also from the Knight of Swords. So it's something here with your will and where to aim your power. Maybe with the Knight of Swords, sometimes attacking itself, like diminishing themselves and saying that I'm a bad person, or diminishing people that they really love in their surrounding. So if you are going to be a warrior, it's good to kind of know your enemy and who are your enemy, and are you going to use brute force towards them. Sometimes it's like Knight of Swords is using brute force against the loved ones, and that's not the best way to go about things. With Ace of Wands, you can decide what really matters in your life, and we have the butterfly here of metamorphosis, of death. So there's something here with this change hanging over our head here, and this old comfortable pattern, Four of Pentacles, that has kept you safe and kept you in a situation of maybe authority or control, that kind of needs to go. So the next card is very central here, is Two of Wands. So we are counting here 1, 2. Two of Wands is sliding doors. It's like you have a chance now to do something that has like greater value in your life. This is those kind of moments that you need to there need to be divine timing. So it might be like a situation that's a little bit on pause, but it's going to move on again soon. But everything needs to be on its right place, and you need to have made up your mind. So there's going to be a little time when nothing happens, but it's just for you to decide where you want to go with things. And you have still the Five of Pentacles up here. So a bad confidence might put you in the wrong direction. So don't try to think so much about how bad you are, or how wrong the thing went, or how much they don't like you and things like that. Don't mind that. It's the old thing. You always can create things anew, and it's probably not true anyway. So next card is Eight of Wands, and it coming, underneath Eight of Swords. So that's a real opening, and it's like the old misunderstandings, the old way of being, the old way of behaving that wasn't really you. It need to go. So we have 1, 2, 8. And this 8 is a very great card because it's about communication. And with the Knight of Swords, I think it's a very hasty communication, like very truthfully and very honest. A bit blunt maybe, but it's going to be truth anyway here. And it's not something worth fighting for. It's something worth this energy that you're putting down here. And it's going to change your life, probably. And the last card in this row is Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is change step by step. So I think you have felt a very security in the Nine of Pentacles that we have here. If being to be the one that can take care of yourself and not needing others. Maybe you can show others all the time how much you don't need them because you are skilled in taking care of yourself. And why you are doing this is, of course, because of this. That you don't feel love, you don't feel like you're really loved for the person that you are. So you have tried to show other people that you don't need them. And you need yourself, and you can, it's kind of a little person, you know, first learning to tie their own shoes and saying, no, I will do it. Don't do it, mom, I will do it. I will tie my shoes. So this is the energy. Kind of want to show everyone you can do it yourself. You don't need them. You're grown up now. And that's the kind of freedom, because if you don't need them, you don't care about what they say either. But you do. Truth is you do. But you have kind of been fighting this maybe your whole life, kind of trying to show that other people doesn't matter, because you know that they have power over you, but you don't want them to have this. You want to have control over yourself. But now this a loner kind of, I can do this myself, is changing step by step. And it's duality. So it's very stressful for you to lean on someone else, or to need someone else, or to express that you need someone else. It's something really scary. So the twos here are surrounding the 8. You want to express something. You want to express maybe need. With the 8 of Swords, is person kind of changing their way because they need other people. So you might want to express that you need people, but in the same time you want to show yourself like you don't need them. So it's going, it's like you want something, but you're hesitating a little bit because it's much at risk here. If you're going to show someone else that you need them, this is going to be like you showing them that they have power over you, and then they can make you do whatever they want. Exactly what happened when you were a small person, when you were a child. They could run all over you, decide for you, if they know the power that they have over you, so you hesitate. And it's natural, because this has been your survival skill for quite some time, and this is the only way you know it, with the Four of Pentacles, if you remember the card that fell out. But now death comes, things need to change. There's a big hope in that. Ace of Wands, being the true person that you were supposed to be, the true king here, a warm, generous person, not being there only for themselves but also for others, being a caretaker, being a wise leader. So being a wise leader also means to show people that they matter. So maybe people showed you in some area of your life that you didn't matter, and now you have worked very hard on showing other people that they don't matter, and it's you who decide. And now things are changing. They're coming in winds of change, and you're starting to feel like with the Ace of Wands here and the Eight of Wands that it's something new coming, and you still hesitate a little bit because maybe you want to keep this old power. It was a good feeling. It felt nice to have this, to be able to prove to the world that you could make it on your own. So here we have the future, and we have a Nine of Wands. Wheel of the Year, Knight of Swords, Nine of Wands. It's your rules. It's like, it's me who decides here. I set the rules. It's my rules. I have decided this. It's trying to be an authority figure, but coming from a knight. A knight isn't like as grown up as a king. So it's a bit childish, and it's a bit like a person jumping up and down, want to have their will through, but not really having any authority to back it up with. It's like people are seeing through this, or you are seeing through this, that this is not like a real battle. It's like a shadow battle. And it might be a battle that you are doing against yourself, doing with yourself, trying to find out what's real in this, what you really stand for. Nine of Wands is Sagittarius energy, so it's still fire, but it's like trying to swim and swim and swim in a certain direction and getting really tired, sick and tired of it all, and maybe irritated as well. The next card underneath the King of Wands, sorry, I'm starting to catch a cold. King of Wands and Ace of Wands, we have a Knight of Cups. So, it might be that reaching out a hand and this saying I'm sorry thing, or sorting out past mistakes, or actually acknowledging to someone else that they have a value, that they are not just in your way, taking up space. So we have the divine feminine here. This person, this young knight, holding this in their hand, and the Eight of Wands. Those two cards are usually for a person coming and say I'm sorry, and really spilling their heart and opening up their heart chakra, and really telling what's going on inside of there, and actually being vulnerable. Can you imagine? That would be a scary feeling, I guess, for you or some person in this reading anyway, to open up and be vulnerable. So next card is Seven of Cups, and it comes underneath Five of Pentacles and Two of Wands. So I think this is something that's totally new for you. And not the feeling of needing someone else is very scary. And it's kind of putting you back into a situation which you don't want to be in. Like an original wound, like the first place where first time you got hurt like this. So the Seven of Cups is that kind of situation reappearing in some way, or you're fearing it. It's going to reappear. This is usually how people create their lives. They are thinking of what they don't want, and they try to avoid it. It's what we saw with the Four of Pentacles, a person staying in their comfort zone. But here something else is suggested. This is a new chance to a new beginning. Don't do things the old way. Try to find out what you really stand for, what's really important in your life. Try to find out this before a lot of time has passed by, because Two of Wands is it's giving you a little time to consider, but when things start to move again, they are going to move. So you need to know then what you want. Do you want a certain situation, or don't you? And think about, try to be vulnerable in this situation. Try to feel what you really would like, not without all the defenses and I can cope without and things like this. Try to find out what would make you happy, what would make you feel like, a little spring in your body. So because we have a lot of winter here, and spring is much needed, it indicated here, but it's a little uncertainty. Will you go for it or not? Will you dare to dream? Will you dare to have hope? Or will you kill it off before it even got the chance to breathe? People are very afraid of hope. They think that hope is going to put them in a vulnerable position, and then they will get disappointed. So they are rather wasting a lot of energy on thinking of how they have been disappointed, how they are going to be disappointed, how they are currently disappointed, instead of thinking of things that actually made them happy, that's going to make them happy, and that they are happy about now. That's a better point of creating your future, dreaming about good things, beautiful things, things that you want to have, things that you dream of, things that you hope for. So it's something with this humanity and hope that's both very promising with humans, that we have so much hope, and when we really are in a messy situation, we seem to have a lot of hope. But when we actually have the chance to hope and kind of dream forward our future, many people seem to not dare to have it, and it's better to live without. So that's a crappy way to create your future on, because if you want to create your future, you need to know what you want in that future. It's like if you're going to start a company, you need to know what kind of company you want to start and what kind of goal you are going to have, what are you going to do at that company, and what kind of employees do you want to have, and what kind of customers. So it won't go without. It's the same with whatever you dream of. It needs to start in your head as a dream. So we have 7 of Cups, and now we have 6 of Cups, and it comes underneath 8 of Wands. That's a very good situation. It's an improvement from the 7 of Cups. It's kind of taking the leap and actually trusting, being vulnerable, and this is salvation of the karma. So it seems like you will take the chance, open up your heart, be vulnerable, hoping, giving your heart to another person, showing that you love them, miss them, want to talk with them, want to sort out past mistakes, wants to, yes, kind of teaming up with them. You see, it's very, very beautiful equality here. Not the 9 of Pentacles, sorry, it's the same thing, but doing this a little bit alone. It's much happier to do it with another person. You will probably remember it longer if you did it with someone else than if you did it yourself, walking in your Eden garden. So happiness together with someone might have a very great value and create those special moments that you will remember forever. So this is something to treasure. It seems like Knight of Cups and 6 of Cups, and here's a bit more resistance. So it might be 2 different people. It might be you going back and forth with if you're going to open up or pretend like you don't care, or whichever it's going to be, open up or pretend. The last card is 3 of Pentacles, and it's coming very beautifully underneath 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, and then 3 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles is a very grown-up situation. It's a very full, expanded situation where you were able to do things on your own, and it went perfectly. So you didn't need anyone, and you had all the control. But now times are changing, and you have the 2 of Pentacles, so some kind of interfering. Maybe someone wants to have more equality in a relationship. Maybe someone wants to co-create with you. Maybe you suddenly need other people, which you didn't do before. And 3 of Pentacles is actually trying to solve this. You're seeing a problem, identify it, and trying to solve it together. Together is the key. 3 is a trinity. You have 6 here. And that's also a very harmonious card, even twice as harmonious as this. But you see, you want to have this situation, and you're going to work on it to fix it together, okay? That's the key word. You are not alone in this anymore. And don't pretend like you want to be alone. It's not the truth. You are just doing this to protect yourself, to get yourself out of harm's way, so to speak. Okay. So I hope this helped, and that it wasn't too confusing. And I'll take some cards from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms to see if we can get more clarity. Probably these cards. So we have the Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift, and that's much like death. And the Keeper of Scales, fairness, balance. So it's someone else coming in and making claim on authority and wants to be like equal in this game of your life, and you need to let them, and there's need to be like a change. The Four of Pentacles is sometimes like a miser, want to keep the power and authority and all the things for themselves, doesn't want to share, doesn't want to tell someone else that, well, you did a good job, or, well, it's too much to ask for, because you want to show yourself like you can make it, you have control, you have power, and that might feel very safe, but it's emphasized once and again here that it's new things coming. So this is surprise, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift, fairness, balance. So there needs to be balance in your relationship. There needs to be more air and understanding and exchange and equalness and co-working, like working together to fix this. It might be very central. It's going to change, but it's going to change in a beautiful way. So just relax and go with it. It's nothing dangerous happening here. It's just healing. Okay, so past life oracle cards for you. We have one. Let's see if we can get two. We have trees as well as medicine woman. Okay. So it's what I told you before, that I think this is something that goes back in your lineage, in your ancestral lineage, because of the trees. And medicine man and medicine woman is of course healing. So I think your ancestors doesn't want you to carry their load anymore. They might have left Earth, many of them, and they see how you're struggling with their old flaws or things that they kind of couldn't change or couldn't solve, so it was inherited down to their children and their children. So it's time to let go of this now and to heal this. It wants to be leveled out. This karma wants to be, it wants to rest. It doesn't want to be continued anymore. What's going to come in the place is peace and understanding and equalness, fairness and balance and healing. This card is very much saying it all. Like the children that you were, you had right all along with how you felt when you were small. It was exactly right, and the adults were totally wrong. And now you need to acknowledge this, and you need to find yourself as the person you were then and become that person. Because as I said, you were right all along. And now you need to balance up your life so you will give the people in your life the same benefit of knowing that they are right too. So it's kind of this. Creating harmony in your relationships. It seemed to be a nice quest. Okay, I hope this helped. And I'm sorry for my, I got a little cold here in the end. Thank you for watching this far. And I hope you will join me again when I read for you in the middle of January. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a really Happy New Year. And take really good care. Okay, bye-bye.